Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to Good Evening, New Hampshire, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First step, officials investigate suspicious death after woman is shot in Manchester. Officials were investigating Sunday after a woman died of an apparent gunshot wound in Manchester. The death has been deemed suspicious. The scene was in the general area of Granite Street near Elm Street. Senior Assistant Attorney General Peter Hickley said the victim has not been identified. An autopsy is set to be performed Monday. Officials said there is no evidence to suggest that there is a threat to the general public. Forecasters, sizable snowfall in New Hampshire by Monday. The region escaped what was predicted to be a weakened snowstorm Saturday, receiving only light flurries, but that's unlikely to repeat itself when a second stronger system follows up behind it, according to weather experts. Forecasters with the National Weather Service in Gray, Maine said while the precise track of the next storm remained subject to change, it's highly likely to deliver enough snow to plow when it arrives tonight. Some models are backing off a bit on how much snow this system will bring in, but we see this as an event with a high possibility of delivering at least 6 inches of snow to much of the region, National Weather Service meteorologist Tom said on Saturday afternoon. By Saturday night, the National Weather Service had reduced that prediction for the Manchester and Concord areas to 3 to 5 inches and raised the possible amount for the Lakes region with a 3 to 7 inch possible in Laconia. Less snow was expected in the White Mountains. This latest snowstorm is a fast moving one predicted to bring snow, heavy rains, and thunderstorms as it rumbles across the country. National Weather Service meteorologist Tom said some of the energy that will power this system coming out of the Gulf of Mexico had yet to form Saturday. Some models suggest that it approach New England with this energy could push some of that snow out to sea, leading forecasters to trim down the snowfall amounts. Earlier projections had called for between 8 to 10 inches of snow. There's no doubt it's going to cause some hazardous for driving during the Monday morning commute, National Weather Service meteorologist Tom said. We would fully expect there will be many school delays and some cancellations if the track holds. Snowfall was expected to begin after nightfall today and continue through the early morning hours Monday. National Weather Service meteorologist Tom said unless the system stalls, the snow could end prior to rush hour on Monday, but travel will remain difficult. The good news is that, except along the coast, this snow should be of the dry, easy to plow variety, National Weather Service meteorologist Tom said. After the snow ends in New Hampshire, there will be clearing later Monday, and temperatures are expected to rise into the mid 40s, officials said. Cold air arrives Tuesday through Thursday, bringing in below average temperatures. Procession escorts fallen Maine firefighter to Old Orchard Beach Funeral Home. He left the Dover Funeral Home this afternoon. A procession of first responders escorted the body of fallen firefighter Captain Joel Burns to a funeral home in Old Orchard Beach on Sunday. Burns, 32, died battling an apartment fire in Berwick on Friday. The procession stopped at the Berwick Fire Department, where Burns served for more than 2 years. Burns's father said Saturday that a firefighter told him Burns saved his life during the fire by shielding him from the flames. His father says Burns always wanted to be a firefighter. An investigation continues to determine what caused the fire. The fire was reported in a 6-unit apartment building at 10 Bell Street at about 11 a.m. Friday. 4 other firefighters who were injured were treated and released from Wentworth Douglas Hospital in Dover, New Hampshire. Funeral arrangements are expected to be announced this week. Burns was a paramedic and served as a Berwick Fire and Rescue Training Officer and Emergency Medical Service Coordinator, according to his family. He also served for several other Maine departments, including ones in Old Orchard Beach, South Berwick, and York. Burns joined the Berwick Department in 2016. He was also a pre-dem firefighter in action. An initial finding indicates that Burns was leading another firefighter in an interior attack of the fire when conditions suddenly worsened. Captain Burns died a hero, battling large and dangerous building fire. He made the ultimate sacrifice for his community, Berwick Fire Chief said on Saturday. Burns's family asked that any donations in his name be made to the Berwick Volunteer Firefighters Association, CO Kennebunk Savings Bank, 2 School Street, Berwick, Maine, 03901. And now, let's talk about your weather. Weather right now is overcast, 35 degrees. Snow moves through Sunday night into early Monday. And here's a check of your hourly forecast. And the snow doesn't start until 9 p.m. and snows the rest of the night into the Monday morning commute. And your weather for tonight, snow likely, low near 30 degrees, winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, chance of snow 100%, snow accumulating 5 to 8 inches. And for tomorrow, snow during the morning will taper off and give way to cloudy skies during the afternoon. Highs nearly 40 degrees. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of snow 90%. Snow accumulations less than 1 inch. And that is a look at your weather. Now let's turn over to sports. In sports, Huskies win girls Division III hoops title. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Jamie Stayston.
First out the door when it matters most. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast, and we thank you.
All right, let's crown a champion. The girls' Division III basketball championship just wrapped up at SNHU Fieldhouse. Fall Mountain Wildcats against Monadnock. Avery Stewart with a nice floater. She scored 12 for the Wildcats. Monadnock responds. It's Caitlin Boucher, a couple of three-pointers, one from up top and then one from the side. But Fall Mountain had the lead at the half, 30-23, third quarter. They're trying to keep that lead. Zoe Otten takes the pass, drives down for the layup. She scored 21 points with 14 rebounds. She was impressive. But in the fourth quarter, Monadnock with a big comeback. Caitlin Boucher with a nice jump shot, 2 of her 17 points. Monadnock wins the game 51-44. It's the third title in school history and their second in 3 years.
That's amazing. I mean, we're so fortunate, 2 in 3 years. Caitlin Boucher and Gwen Simpson are the only two at Monadnock in the school's history, 2 state championships for girls basketball. That's a dream for them. Amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's beyond unimaginable. Like, this is what we dreamt of since sophomore year, just doing it again, and it happened senior year. Like, it's just the most unimaginable way to end it. It's awesome.
Okay, congratulations to them on winning. And just before 6 p.m., the Boston Celtics finished their game, and the Boston Celtics lost. Final score, Houston Rockets 115 to 104 Boston Celtics. And their next game is on Tuesday. And now let's take a look at your evening events in New Hampshire. And here's a look at some evening events in New Hampshire this evening. An evening with the Accidentals, North Church of Portsmouth. The Accidentals, the Soul Cafe. And UNH concert course at UNH Chamber Singers, Johnson Theater Creative Arts Center. And UNH Department of Music Facility Series Faculty Chamber Ensemble. Rocket Hall Paul Creative Arts Center. And those are some evening events happening this evening in New Hampshire. And that does it for Good Evening New Hampshire right here on the Riley King Network. Have a great evening, everyone. I'll see you back here tomorrow night for another Good Evening New Hampshire edition. Good night, everyone. Bye.